when you start embodying who it is that you really are, you start speaking your truth, and you start living your life in the way that it was always meant for you to live it, not a lot of people will understand it. Not everyone will be able to see life in the way that you're doing, and for that reason be able to kind of relate or understand what it is that you're doing, why you're doing it, or what's going on. And to a lot of us, this involves a lot of fear with this particular thing. That if we're not understood, if people can't see like we do, then maybe we're doing something wrong. It's not safe to actually be who it is that we are, because you are going to get reactions from that. People are going to look at you and be like, what the hell is this person doing? It's not gonna make sense to them. And the beautiful thing is that it's not supposed to make sense. It's not supposed to make sense. And it will be triggering to a certain extent to embody who it is that you are. Because that means that there will be people who is going to react to you in a certain way. There's going to be a reflection in the world that is different from how you previously experienced it when you were dimming your light. Because in that space you were hiding. And because of that, there wasn't much to be reacting to, because you weren't embodying the raw essence of who it is that you are, that so naturally just brings out the light and the dark in other people. But I'm making this video today to let you know that maybe it feels like you did something wrong as you finally started to embody who it is that you are. You're tense. It's a bit scary. I want you to understand though that everything is as it should be. And that it's supposed to be a little bit uncomfortable to experience yourself as you are, especially as you initially make that shift back into really flying and soaring as the person that you are once again. Because it's going to bring into light all of those things that you hid about yourself, that you repressed inside of yourself, and lived through a matrix of a reality when you were not being yourself, just to not be in connection to this aspect of you that is now something that you're claiming and taking ownership of. And so if you're feeling uncomfortable right now by the act of just being who the fuck it is that you are, embrace it. And realize that in the embracing of it, you give yourself the love and validation and recognition that you were always searching for your entire life. Giving yourself that permission to feel this discomfort inside of you. Because the discomfort is soon going to turn into empowerment. It's going to turn into a deeper sense of self. It's going to turn into an expanded consciousness, because you need this aspect of you to expand. Right? And so as you're moving in this direction of your true self, you're gonna feel that trigger. You're gonna feel like, perhaps I did something wrong. Perhaps it's not safe to be here. But this is where you're starting to reparent yourself pretty much. You show the light inside of you. You show the inner child that it's okay to feel in this way. It doesn't mean that you did anything wrong. It always meant that you did something right. It's just that perhaps the world around you didn't understand it. Or perhaps the circumstance around you is not truly yet reflecting how it is that you're feeling. But it doesn't mean that you ever did something wrong. It just meant that you finally aligned to who it is that you really are. And with that comes a lot of things that can be a little bit challenging. Not just the beauty, but the challenge too of that. And it's to be embraced. You can continue to live your life sleeping if you want to. But it will never give you fulfillment, satisfaction. And it will never give you this discomfort either. They're part of the same thing. And it's all meant for you. It's just up to you whether or not you want to really do this. It's up to each and every single one of us to decide if I'm going to be who I really am, or if I'm going to continue to settle into a version of myself that was never who I was, because I didn't want this discomfort that comes with it. We're all just looking for the same thing, really. Feeling safe to express who it is that we really are. And so far, many of us have looked to that safety outside of us, in the anticipation of how other people will perhaps react, and to our parents, how they will react, or to society, how we should fit in. But as you're coming to this part of your journey, you're realizing now that that safety is a space that you have to create for yourself. Because no one else can give that to you. Only you can give that safety to yourself. And it just starts by embracing this discomfort that is here right now in front of you. Recognizing that it's not something bad to experience. And that there was only ever a story tied to it that it was something bad to experience. Because we were supposed to be something other than this. At least so we believed, right? Because the world was so convincing in some sort of way, whether you remember it or not, to make sure that we complied with a different version of ourselves that was less triggering.